A boy found a wish machine sitting in the park, but weirdly it wasn't plugged in yet still worked. Curious, he dropped a coin in and wished to be a grown-up. The machine spit out a card that read "Wish granted." The boy stared at the strange unplugged machine, thinking it was some kind of prank gadget someone set up. Then he left with the card. Late at night, thunder and lightning flashed. The whole street looked eerie, but the boy slept surprisingly soundly. His body started changing quietly. After getting up, he went into the bathroom. He looked at himself in front of the mirror and saw he'd turned into a teenager. He couldn't help laughing, thinking it was a hallucination. He rubbed his eyes and looked again. George finally realized something was off. The wish he'd made last night had actually come true. Mom kept urging him to come eat. He quickly yanked up his pants, but they wouldn't fit. Helpless, he had to put on his dad's clothes. Then he headed straight to the amusement park where he'd made the wish last night. But when he got there, all that was left was a mess. And the wish machine from last night was gone without a trace. He had to go home disappointed. He went to his mom and tried to explain the absurd situation, but his mom now treated him like a kidnapper. George quickly blurted out his birthday and everything that could prove who he was. Looking at this person who knew all about his son, he immediately knew his son had been kidnapped. He grabbed a knife and angrily chased the older boy in front of him. George got scared by the sight and ran out of the house. George, with no other options, went to school to ask his good friend Billy for help. When George stood in front of Billy and said his name, Billy actually mistook him for Coach Cuban. He kept trying to open the door to run away. George suddenly thought of something, so he sang the song that only belonged to them. Billy listened to the song they often sang together and finally believed he was George. But his parents at home had already called the police. George, who'd grown up overnight, had become a suspect in kidnapping his own son. George and Billy decided to go into the city to find the wish machine. When they went to the Consumer Affairs Department to check the amusement park's location, but the staff there were extremely slow. The process would take 6 weeks to complete. That meant George would have to be a grown-up for at least 42 days, and there was no guarantee they'd find the wish machine. Out of curiosity about the outside world and longing for adult life, George decided to really be a grown-up for once.